Today we're going to make a traditional Spanokopita, Thrive style. We're going to make a Bruschetta with our Thrive tomatoes and some asparagus. We're going to make a Queso dip that you can dip chips in, bread, wonderful tasty treats. It's kind of spicy, really cheesy. And we're going to make a cheese dip with Thrive broccoli, Thrive spinach, some Thrive cheese. That's going to be really tasty. And last but certainly not least, we're going to make Chef Todd's famous stuffed mushrooms. Okay, so we have a good and exciting night, and let's just get going. So grab your Thrive stir stick. Okay, we're going to take water, Thrive tomatoes, and dump it right in. And on these tomatoes, they are very fragile. They've been freeze-dried with love. And so you have to stir very carefully to keep the identity and integrity of the dice. So stir that in. Go ahead and put your onions, Thrive onions in, freeze-dried. Thrive red peppers, freeze-dried. Some wonderful Thrive asparagus. And we're going to put a little bit of seasoning in here. And we've got the water ratio. A lot of the recipes we're doing lately is just the right amount of water, so you don't need to reconstitute and drain all the flavor off. Just add the right amount of water to begin with and you're set. We're going to add some fresh chopped herbs from the Thrive Herb Garden. We're going to add a little bit of aged balsamic vinegar. It's got a little sweetness to it. A little bit of olive oil. Give it a little bit better mouthfeel. Give it a little richness. A little bit of lemon juice. A little bit of seasoned salt. And a little bit of garlic. That's just fresh minced garlic. So these recipes, and most all the recipes we try to do here in the Thrive Kitchen, have at least 50% Thrive product. So we just have this bruschetta topping. This is what's going to go on a nice crisp little crouton. We're going to show you, but I wanted to get this going first because it actually needs some time to sit and kind of marinate, reconstitute, and kind of come back together. Okay? To go with that, wanted to show you just a quick little trick. Take regular balsamic vinegar, and this doesn't have to be the real good expensive kind. Take some sugar. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this balsamic vinegar down until it's syrupy and kind of gooey. That's what's going to be drizzled on top of the asparagus, the tomato, on top of our crispy little garlicky crouton. So kind of like a knockoff of classic bruschetta, but this one obviously is Thrive style. Okay? Alright, now what we want to do is we're going to make a little Spanokopita. We're going to add some butter, a tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons actually. We're going to add 1/4 cup of our Thrive onions, and these have been reconstituted so that they're right back to their fresh natural state. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and take our spinach. This is Thrive spinach. We've added a little bit of water to and reconstituted just until it's wet. And you don't want to add so much water that you're losing all that nice spinach flavor. As soon as you put it under the sink and let all the water run through it, it's over with. I just add enough water, stir it a little bit, add a little bit more water, stir it a little bit until it soaks it up and it's basically reconstituted. Put some feta cheese right in there and mix in there. This is Thrive whole eggs. Wonderful. This is what's going to give it a little stickiness and a little bit of body because it is a filling and it is going to be baked, so there's no problem with sanitation there. Okay? Then traditionally that's kind of how you would leave it, but I like the melting and kind of the mouthfeel of our Thrive mozzarella, so we're going to add some Thrive mozzarella. So we have our Thrive mozzarella there. We're going to season this up just with a little bit of seasoning. Just mix all this up. We have our sauteed onions. You see, freeze-dried onions, they're just like regular when you reconstitute them, but better. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle that in there with the spinach. That's going to make really nice flavor. Okay, we have this awesome balsamic vinegar. Look at that reducing down. So as soon as you can kind of see that, this whole room, I wish we had smell-o-vision on, but the whole room is starting to smell like this wonderful balsamic vinegar. So now we have our Spanokopita filling. Now, has anybody worked with phyllo before? Yeah, a couple? Wonderful. Well, phyllo is one of those doughs that one is very hard to make because the layers are so thin. So I want to show you how wonderful this phyllo is. This is a convenient item you can buy at the grocery store. And what I've done is I've got a towel here that's damp. So it's completely damp, but I squeeze it completely dry. If you don't keep the dough moist, what happens is these little tiny layers of dough. Hopefully I can get it off here. But you want to lay the phyllo down like so. And you can see here that the phyllo is so thin. Look how delicate and nice this is. So what I do is I just pull it out of the package and I just keep the wet towel on it, or the phyllo layers will dry out very quickly. We have these layers now. What you want to do before you even put the filling in, you want to actually butter these layers like this all the way down. You think I'm putting a lot of butter on, but really it's not. It's not a lot. You got to put plenty of butter on. So once you butter that layer, then you can go ahead and take this next sheet and lay one more sheet down. So now, butter it one more time. I'm going to cut the dough right in half. Boom. I'm going to cut the dough in half again. Boom. Now you can make these a little smaller, no problem. You can make them a little smaller, you can make them a little bigger, whatever size you want. I find if I go in half and half again, it's perfect, consistent every time, and they're about the same size. Okay, so now I'll take my little filling, put it right in here like this. Then I'm going to just take a little paring knife to get under there. Then you're going to just fold this like a flat. Okay, and then all you need to do is place these little Spanokopitas right here on a cookie sheet like so. They go in, they get one more splash of butter, surprisingly enough. And they go right in the oven. They're going to brown, puff up. You think they're going to be soggy and everything, but they don't. That butter really reacts nicely to that dough, that phyllo. I know the Super Bowl's coming up for you gentlemen, right? Let me hear it for the Super Bowl. And the ladies were screaming loudest. Thank you very much. Sorry to leave you out of that. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our vegetables here. Where did my sausage go? Right here. So this is the key ingredient to this queso. Our Thrive sausage crumbles. They're pre-cooked. What a wonderful product. Breakfast gravy for your biscuits, to scramble with your eggs, to put in your hash browns, to put in your bolognese sauce for spaghetti. I mean, guys, if you haven't tried our sausage, you're missing out on the Thrive life. Okay, get to it, huh? Step up. All right, so we have that. We're going to take Thrive red bell peppers, Thrive green chilies, Thrive onions. We're going to go ahead and add our milk. This is Thrive instant milk. This is a little bit of heavy cream just to give it a little more richness. Now we're going to season it with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of chili powder. We're going to add our cumin back to our queso. We're going to add a little bit of hot sauce. This is Cholula hot sauce. Lightly stir this cheese powder right into the queso. Now we have a little bit of roux that we're going to thicken this with. What roux is equal parts of butter and flour. That I've cooked the butter down, melted it down, added the flour, and stirred it in. And this has just been set up for about an hour now. So it's got a little bit cold. Normally it'll be a little warmer, but that's okay. But what you want to do is once you get everything into the sauce, except for the cheese and tomatoes, I fold those in at the end. But we're going to take just a little bit of our roux here. That's what's going to tighten this up. This will go right into the queso dip. Okay, and we're going to just let this come up. And as this comes up, what happens is that roux, the butter and the flour, disperse into the liquid, and then that's what thickens it. Plus you're getting the richness and the flavor from the butter. Okay? Once it starts to come up, which it is, you can go ahead and fold in your diced tomatoes and your Thrive cheddar cheese that we've reconstituted. Look how simple that is. Nicely reconstituted cheese. It's got the same melting power, the same everything as the cheese you would normally buy in the grocery store. Okay, which I know most of you have forgotten what that's like because you only order fried cheese. Right? Now, last, certainly not least, we have a really easy cheese dip. Now on this cheese dip, we're using some wonderful Thrive products. Again, we're going to use a little bit of cheddar cheese. Again, we're going to use some of our Thrive spinach. So we've got our just some cream cheese. We're going to add Thrive broccoli, some lemon juice, some Thrive spinach, okay, a couple seasonings, salt, pepper, seasoned salt, and garlic salt, or granulated garlic, okay, and a little bit of hot sauce. You think I like hot sauce, but it's not to make it spicy, it's to give it flavor. So there's not enough in there to make anybody sweat tonight. Okay, then we have some different kinds of cheese, and this is kind of fun. First we're going to add some Thrive onions in there that we've just reconstituted. Some mozzarella cheese, Thrive mozzarella cheese. So that was a little bit of Thrive cheddar, a little bit of Thrive mozzarella, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Take a hand blender. Don't try this at home. Oh, you should try it. Once you have this mixed up, you're going to be pretty much set to go. Now you can heat this up, top it with a little more Thrive mozzarella, put it in like a baking dish, put Thrive mozzarella on there and maybe a little sprinkle of breadcrumb, pop it in the oven and you can have a warm dip. Okay? And you don't want to like bake it till it's boiling. You just want to bake it till it's a little slightly bubbling. As soon as you see a few bubbles, pull it out and it's perfect. Okay? Serve it with pita bread, fresh baguette. If you've made some Thrive bread, put that with it. So that's a great easy little dip. I wanted to show you real quick how to make a really tasty little pita. Just take a pita bread and a little bit of butter, which we have plenty of. Brush just a little bit of butter on it, like so. Rub a little bit of garlic on it. A little bit of seasoning. A little bit of Thrive mozzarella or Parmesan or whatever cheese you have. Once that pan's hot, put that side down right in the pan like that. Take a little bit more butter. Anybody have a problem with that? No. Dash more butter on there. Touch more seasoning. Touch more garlic. Touch more cheese. Okay, but you can see the cheese and stuff's just slightly melted but sticking to it. To me, that's just amazing. I call that the Thrive love right there for sure. Okay, so we have onions, herbs, salt, seasoned salt, garlic, cream cheese, and again, one of my favorites, the sausage. Now the sausage is again our main flavoring for the next appetizer, which is our stuffed mushrooms. So first thing we want to do is saute the sausage, which I'm going to go right into that same pan. It's nice and hot. Okay, you hear it? Yeah. What is that? That's the Thrive sizzle. That's the Thrive sizzle. Come on. Okay, so if you don't hear it, it ain't Thrive. Come on, you got to get the Thrive sizzle going. All right, so we have our sausage, some onions. I'm going to put just a little bit of butter in there. And I just want to lightly get a little slight caramelization on that sausage. It's already pre-cooked, so you're pretty much good to go. But you just want to get a little bit of flavor, and those onions are going to help flavor it, the butter now and everything. Put a little bit of seasoning on there, good to go. So on the mushrooms, what you want to do, who likes Thrive mushrooms? Yeah. Love them? Yeah. Okay, unfortunately Unfortunately, we don't sell whole ones. If we did, I'd use them all the time, I assure you of that. But our fried mushroom, which comes sliced, is this exact mushroom. Okay? It's just sliced. I love them. It's one of my favorite products, but I'm a mushroom guy. I love mushrooms on my steak, mushrooms in my casseroles, mushrooms in my soup, mushrooms in everything. Love mushrooms. But anyways, on this mushroom, pull the stem out like this, okay? Take your paring knife, take the skin of the mushroom, peel it, okay? Boom. You just work your way around. So now what we're going to do is put some cream cheese and mix our cream cheese with our sausage. And you should let the sausage cool a little bit. If you don't, it'll just kind of melt the cream cheese and it's a little softer than you'd like, but that's okay, just for demo here. Okay, before we start mixing too much, we'll put just a pinch of cayenne pepper, just to kind of give it a little bit of spice, a little bit of granulated garlic, a little bit of seasoned salt, a little bit of herbs, chopped herbs, and a little bit of salt. Okay, once you get everything in there, you're able to stir this up. Once you get it mixed up, you're going to want to put it in the cooler. Let this kind of cool just for a little while so that the cheese gets set up and everything gets firm, and then you just roll little balls and put them right on top of the mushroom. So while that's cooling, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back. Okay, what a great way to start a new year with starters, right? Thriving starters. Thriving appetizers. Or as the Frenchman says, hors d'oeuvres. Okay? My accent is bad, I apologize. So I wanted to just kind of show you what we've done today in this wonderful cooking class. We've done some great simple recipes using our Thrive product. We've made this pita bread that has some great flavor on it. And all you have to do is come back, cut this into 8 nice little triangles. Okay? We have our little plate here. We're going to just stack these right off to the side like so. Okay? We're going to take some of our cheese dip, put it right there. We're going to take a little bit of our, wait a minute, what is this? This is Thrive diced tomatoes. Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Thrive diced tomatoes, dry, right on top of that for the garnish. Okay, we're going to take, we just took a baguette from the grocery store, put a little butter, garlic, right on there like that. We're going to take this amazing bruschetta topping with our new asparagus, Thrive tomatoes, Thrive onions, all kinds of Thrive going on in here. Delicious little treat. We're going to take a little bit of that, put it right on top of that nice buttery, garlicky crouton that's nice and crisp, got a crunch to it. Okay, I'm going to set one there and one there. We're going to take some of our balsamic glaze that we made. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to take some chips, just some blue corn and some yellow corn chips, put right there like that. And take some of this amazing queso. Look how nice this set up. Okay? Really, really tasty. You can see the wonderful green chilies, the red bell peppers, the sausage. That dip's going to go right in our little queso dip tray. Okay? Right out of the oven, we have our little Spanokopitas. Look at the golden brown. Look how flaky that pastry is. Remember, that's got our Thrive spinach and Thrive mozzarella, Thrive onions, Thrive whole eggs in it. And look at these little treats. Come on. What a great way to highlight Thrive sausage. Okay? That one's mine. can't have that. Okay? So here we go. That right there is a great way to start a new year and have a year that's going to be thriving. So thankful to be able to cook Thrive Foods. It's changed my life, literally. Whether it's food storage, whether it's every day, I know that if you cook Thrive, you're going to be faster. You're not going to be sweating in the kitchen. We just did 5 recipes in 30 minutes. And yeah, I know I had a few things done, but so do you. It's already diced for you. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
That's Thrive.